Have you ever been in an argument with someone and you are both stuck in your own position? Many times we approach arguments clear about what should happen. This limits what could happen because there are too few options. This video of a mediation in progress shows how exploring interests expands options and solutions that would work for everyone. The more options, the more possible solutions.
Thank you both for coming to mediation. Shelby, since you brought the complaint, would you please begin by sharing your perspective on what has happened?
Okay, well, I've been working really hard to get these budget figures compiled. We have 12 groups I need to collect data from, and I sent out requests weeks ago, but still wasn't able to get it all together in time. I pride myself on doing the best possible work, and most of the time I meet my deadlines. I know this was an important one, but I don't think it's fair to take away my telework. It wasn't all my fault. I've been saying for over a year we need to purchase the software upgrade. And I really count on those days because of my kids' schedule.
I had no choice in the matter. My bosses were furious, and missing this deadline means we'll have less money for major priorities for next year. Shelby, you're a good employee, and your work quality is excellent, but you just don't respect deadlines. I didn't want to do this, but I figured that if you can't get your work done, especially when it involves other people, then you need to be in the office where you can reach people directly. And honestly, I need her to pay attention to deadlines. So I hope this will get that message across.
This chart shows that Connor's position is that he should discontinue Shelby's telework agreement. His interests are to hold her accountable and send the message that deadlines matter. Shelby's positions are that missing the deadline was not her fault, and that her telework should be reinstated. Her interests are to meet the demands of her family and to get the software upgrade she needs. Once interests are clear, the mediator helps parties brainstorm, which generates ideas and stimulates problem solving. This uncovers previously unseen options of what could contribute to an agreement.
So let's brainstorm. What are some options that will help you and meet your expectations? Just put ideas out there and try not to get stuck on how well you think they'll work. I'll record them, and once you have a good list, you'll have a chance to evaluate which ones seem most likely to satisfy both of your concerns.
I don't know. I've tried everything. Most important, I need to know what's going on. If I know, I can help, or at least give my boss a heads up.
What about the data system upgrade?
That's $2,700. I don't see how.
Cost is certainly a factor, but let's come back to that. For now, let's try to keep an open mind and think of as many ideas as possible. Connor, you said you could help Shelby if you were aware of her progress. What are some of the ways that you could do that?
Well, we could set up a project plan with benchmarks.
What else?
Could we meet between benchmark deadlines? Maybe you could give me ideas of how to get those late units moving.
But whatever we do has to help you get your reports in on time.
I need to think some about that. But what about my telework?
A better idea might be a compressed work schedule. You can be here to follow up in person with the late units and still have flexibility in your schedule.
Here are a few options Connor and Shelby have identified so far. Informing Connor of delays, data management software upgrade, project benchmarks, restoring Shelby's telework, a compressed work schedule. Evaluating options means anticipating real-world barriers to the options and jointly identifying ways to overcome them, and identifying actions that each party would be willing to take.
You're in a good spot right now. You've already figured out how you'll benchmark and use regular meetings to monitor progress. So what's next?
I think this will work, but I need my telework days back. They're the only days my mom can't keep the kids, so I have to get to daycare in time to pick them up.
I can't see how you'll be able to make the changes you need to make if you're not here.
I really think that software upgrade could make all the difference. Besides, it's essential if we are going to keep up with the increased workload.
Let's come back to the telework in a minute and look how the software package might help. When it first came up as an idea, Connor was concerned about the cost. What are the considerations for evaluating it as a possible solution?
Well, Shelby has a point about our increased workload. But to justify it with our reduced budget, I need to understand how it will help.
Well, for one thing, it will automatically alert all the units about upcoming deadlines. I'll automatically have the data I need at the end of the year, and I can give you more frequent updates along the way.
What's the value in that kind of regular update?
That would be a dream. I don't know how I'd pay for it, at least right now. We would have to demonstrate its value. If we can keep the data reporting on track and start to document where this new upgrade would improve our efficiency, I could take it to my boss in maybe 6 months.
So we need to come back to the question of telework. Where are you on that?
I'm going to need you here, Shelby, while these changes are put into place. How about we make this a temporary telework suspension, say for 3 months? We'll set it up to automatically be restored, assuming you make good progress, as we've discussed.
Well, I could probably work something out as a temporary measure. I just need to understand what that means so I know the telework would get restored.
By starting with understanding positions and interests, Connor and Shelby had much more to work with in option building and were able to uncover alternatives to disciplinary action. They addressed the underlying issues of the data reporting in a way that will likely improve future outcomes and their working relationship. To learn more, view the companion instructional video on how to expand options for better mediation. Download the How-To checklist. Check out other segments of the At the Table series. And contact the Air Force NDR program.